me.
Then we do what?
That he understandeth and knoweth me. That I am the Lord which exercises love, Slakia. That I am the Lord which exercises loving kindness.
What does the Lord do?
I am the Lord which exercises loving kindness.
I said, and God is not all love like Esau think, right? Only stone that's gonna happen is the stones coming down on all these buildings, man. Esau's so damn weird. Bring that out.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter.
It said wisdom shall what?
Wisdom shall not enter.
No, the fool is gonna get all the wisdom.
Wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin.
Say, how you gonna get wisdom when your body is full of sin? How you expect to get understanding from the Lord, but you eating damn ham hocks every day long?
That's all.
And you saying dipping damn crab legs in the butter, putting that all in your stomach.
Madness.
Now you got nothing but damn bird doodle. The other dead fish that's in the water.
Madness.
Y'all act like y'all don't go to the riverfront. That damn thing brown. The water is actually dirtier than the dirt underneath it. But y'all want to sit here and eat catfish.
Talk about it, Op.
Eating all the scavengers. Then y'all worried about how the water look, but the Most High is stirring up all these hurricanes, man. Bringing up all the water out of the ocean, running it straight through the city. People down there, they're going to be sad. They're like, damn, there's no more crab. We ain't got no more shrimp. So, man, you going to be the shrimp. You're going to be found floating in one of these buildings, man. The Lord's not dealing with it. Bring up Jeremiah.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 23.
Bring it on.
Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom.
Let the what?
Let not the wise man glory in his wisdom.
I said, so we not glorying in what we know. We not boasting, just being like, oh yeah, I know it all. I got all the info. I studied everything. I got it all. Man, I work with a brother that was asking questions. Like, he saw us rocking fringes, and he like, oh man, what's that about? I kind of told him a little bit. He got to watching another brother video. He came back to work and was like, oh yeah, I know about those now. And I'm like, oh good, so you ready to put them on, right? You know what you got them for. He just like, nah, I just wanted to know. Brothers just want to know things. We not dealing with that no more, man. The time of just knowing things is over with. I bet you don't know your nationality. I bet you don't know what's about to happen to this place. I bet you don't know that all the prophets throughout the Bible was our forefathers. Say wisdom increasing in these last days, but there's only a select group of people who are going to get that wisdom. Go ahead.
Neither let the mighty man glory in his might.
I said, so you can't be mighty just glorying in that. We had a brother come up a few weeks ago that was like, oh, I'm a fighter. That's all you can think about now is fighting. No, that we ain't supposed to even be fighting our brother. We supposed to be fighting the spiritual wickedness in high places. You got to gird up your loins, man. Start keeping the commandments. The Lord gonna give you all the might you need. Because even though you might be good with your hands, you might be good with the thumper. You know, you might be in the range all day practicing like you on damn Call of Duty. That ain't gonna mean nothing when World War III kick off, man. Your little 100 rounds that you got in the house is not gonna save you from Esau missiles, man. Russia's about to blow this thing up. The whole world is going at it right now, and people just worried about their little extended on the Glock. Ain't nobody dealing with that, man. Keep going.
Let not the rich man glory in his riches.
And that's our people. That's why the Lord said that riches aren't comely for a nigga. Because that's all he gonna do is floss. Jake get a check, he gonna go buy a car that he can't afford. Because if they decide to take back that bread, because you know that can definitely happen when you got these contracts with Amalek in the damn music business. They take all that money back, they gonna repo them chains, they'll repo that house, gonna repo that car. That Tesla ain't gonna mean nothing when you can't even drive that thing. What about when the power grids go out? You can't charge it no more. Where you gonna go? When there's no more gas because they didn't cut off the supply of fuel from Russia. Then what we gonna do? Where you gonna go? Who you gonna call in those last days? Our people boasting in the Ghostbusters like it's Halloween. Keep going.
It's like I'm in church.
No, church don't prophesy the downfall of this place.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Book of Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 24. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me.
Then we do what?
That he understandeth and knoweth me. That I am the Lord which exercises love, Slakia. That I am the Lord which exercises loving kindness.
What does the Lord do?
I am the Lord which exercises loving kindness.
I said, and the God is not all love like Esau think, right? Only stone that's gonna happen is the stones coming down on all these buildings, man. Esau's so damn weird.
That's right.
God.
Teach y'all.
The book of Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 25.
You know.
Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Let's do like 24 again. Egypt and Judah and Edom and the children of Ammon and Moab and all that are in the utmost corners that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised.
All these nations are what?
All these nations are uncircumcised.
They can't be uncircumcised. They can't, they can't circumcise their mind because they don't know the law, statutes, and commandments. The only thing they want to do is chase folly, vanity, chase riches, chase after each other. Damn madness.
It's
Is it more?
madness.
Hey, we got one. We want to know his nationality.
Pray.
What's going on, brother? What would you call yourself? Or what would America call yourself? Like if you was filling out an application, what would you put on it? All right, now where did the terms Africa and America come from? You familiar with that? Gotcha. Well, yeah, you're right to an extent. The terms Africa and America are both named after the so-called white man, which would be Americo Vespucci and Leo Scipio Africanus. And there's actually a verse in the Bible that kind of prophesies this thing. You believe in the Bible? Gotcha. 49:11 something. Gotcha. You understand what the book, what the Bible is about? Right. I say because it's a book of prophecy. So it's actually things that are foretold for us to understand. So we're gonna bring out one of the things that was a prophecy in the book of Psalms.
Book of Psalms chapter 49 and verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
So the inward thought of the people who are running what we know of as the world, you know, this is being the land of our captivity. So the leaders of this world, they think that their properties and stuff is gonna go on forever. Go ahead.
And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names.
They do what?
They call their lands after their own names.
So that's where we get all the lands that we know of now. When you look at a map, they all named after other people. That's why, like, even all the states, all the cities and everything, these are all so-called white man names. What's that? Yeah, I was like, because they want us to believe that, you know, that these lands are something new. But every land that is throughout the world has already been here from a time before. I was like, so we actually out here to tell our people that we're not Americans because America is named after them. And we're not from here, clearly, because how did our ancestors get over here? Exactly. And what mode of transportation did we get through the slave trade? Gotcha. Right. Have you ever heard that that's in the Bible? Have you ever heard that that's in the Bible? Right. Bring that up.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Bring it on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
All right. So a little backstory. You familiar with Moses? What's Moses familiar with doing? That was Noah. Moses is actually the one that.
I'm tripping.
You good? You good?
It's for splitting the sea.
Gotcha. And what was his reason for splitting the sea?
To bring his people from captivity. You know, they were slaves.
Exactly. Yeah, and his people would be the Israelites. So with that, you know, they were slaves in Egypt. So this is after Moses got the 10 Commandments. This is after, you know, he got the Israelites out of Egypt. So read that out again.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
I said, so we already know that they didn't go right back into Egypt. They walked out of Egypt. You know, he wasn't going to turn right back around, stick a staff in the ground again, split the water so they can walk right back in. Go ahead.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
No, they came on a plane.
With ships.
No, on the jet ski.
With ships.
I think you're trying to say shit.
That's right.
Yeah, just try to make sure you understand it.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So we already established that. We wouldn't see Egypt again. So clearly, you know, we're not in our homeland at this time. So he's saying that we're not going to see Egypt again. We're not going to see our homeland again. Go ahead.
And there ye shall be sold.
So what happened when we got off of those ships?
Got entered into the slave trade.
Yeah, exactly. We were sold. So who were we sold to? Gotcha. But the Bible is going to explain who the white man, the so-called white man, would be.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
I said, and clearly it just said that we'd be sold, so that wouldn't be going into the same buy. You look into the Hebrew, that word would be redeemed. So you got people like Martin Luther King, you got Malcolm X, you got Marcus Garvey, like all these people, they can't get us out of captivity. Even modern day, our people want to lean on like Barack Obama. He's not even our people. He's not an Israelite, he would be a Hamite, because he goes back to being an African.
That's right.
So you got a precept?
This the book of 1 Maccabees chapter 3 and verse 41. And the merchants of the country, hearing the fame of them, took silver and gold very much with servants, and came into the camp to buy the children of Israel for slaves. A power also of Syria and of the land of the Philistines joined themselves unto them.
So that's just going into how all the other nations played a part in our captivity. Because, you know, they like to say that we sold ourselves, you know,
I feel like-
it's madness.
I feel like to an extent, because at the time, you know, Africa, we were, I don't know what y'all label Africa, continent.
I got you. Go ahead.
It was a place of riches and growth, you know, different things like that. But I don't feel like they necessarily knew what they were selling us into, because what I read was they sold their slaves, not thinking it was going to be the slavery that we're talking about, but more of a slavery like, you know, you working to get paid type.
Exactly. Yeah, that, I mean, because there's a number of histories
They
recorded.
twisted the whole thing up and made that whole operation. That's why slaves are what we are today. But I mean, realistically, think about it, bro. We are really slaves right now, working a 9 to 5. This is slavery.
Yeah, I was like, you definitely right about that. I said, because we were in the land where everything was prosperous.
Yeah.
You know, like the Lord said that he was going to take us to a land that was flowing with milk and honey. I mean, clearly that ain't this place. God. But you made a point that I wanted to go in on. You said that we're in captivity still. That's another prophecy that's in the book of Apocrypha. I don't know if you ever heard the book of Apocrypha, but this is originally part of the original Bible. There was originally 80 books, not just 66. So these books are actually in the Apocrypha. You can get this on Amazon, you can get it in any bookstore and stuff.
Y'all read the Holy Tablet?
Yeah, so basically, the book of the Apocrypha is Apocrypha is Greek for hidden. It's a Greek word for the meaning of hidden. During that time, during the Hellenization period, when the Greeks and stuff and the Jews, it's called a scripture. But basically, they took out certain books, which they told them about the history and the wild stuff that the Greeks and stuff was on, keeping the Israelites in slavery. You know what I'm saying? During that time. So this right here is the 1611 edition Bible that actually has the Apocrypha in it already. It was authorized by King James. You know, but Bible is basically meaning a compilation of books. So all of those books are in one book. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the Greeks, they wicked. You know what I'm saying? They took these books out and they call hidden. They tried to hide them from us. But now, like the brother about to bring out, you know what I'm saying?
So y'all have read the Holy Tablets? You said you have?
Yeah, we have it personally, but I mean, there's plenty of elders in this thing, so we got teachers that's still above us as well. So.
Wow.
Hey, I'm not trying to, because I got a business conference to attend to. So y'all got an Instagram or something like that?
Yeah, we do.
Y'all do?
Yeah, the top one right there in the middle, that's the name right there. The CSA Howard, that would be our IG right there. And then the QR code that's on the right, that would take you to our YouTube link. If you know anybody that speaks Spanish, we also got a channel right there where they break it down in Spanish.
I just subscribed to them.
Gotcha.
Hey, brother.
Well, I appreciate it, but definitely. Appreciate it, but definitely.
Let me finish this verse up for you right quick though.
Book of Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our God.
That's right.
Yeah, he's saying that we still in captivity. That's the reason why we go to the heathen for all things. When you actually the heathen, the other nations. So anybody outside of the Israelites would be heathens, and all the Israelites are so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So if you actually take a picture of this as well, this break down all the tribes. So like the Haitians, Puerto Ricans, the Native Americans, those are all our brothers as well. So we just all break down into the 12 tribes of Israel. But now that you know you Israel, we got one more verse for you.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10 and verse 12. And now Israel, what doeth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So now that you know that you Israel, the Lord requires something of you.
But to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord. To do what? To keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day, for thy good.
So if you're not familiar with the law, statutes, and commandments, when you start looking at a lot of our videos and stuff on the channel, or even when you start reading for yourself, I would start off reading the first 5 books. The first 5 books, which would be Genesis, Leviticus, Deuteronomy, yeah, like all those, because that's where your laws are getting built up in. Gotcha. Yeah, and that flyer that we gave you, that actually got a few of the real simple laws. Because like we got, certain foods that we supposed to eat, there's a certain way that we supposed to dress, little things like that. Because the Bible teaches us a whole lot. It teaches us how to actually, love our brothers and stuff. It's got laws on how you lend to your brothers. It's a long list of laws in there. So if you got any questions or anything, you can feel free to hit us up on there. Yeah, DM us, and one of the brothers will always get back to you and answer your questions. And we out here every Saturday, usually around 4 to whenever we close up. Oh yeah, yeah, we got the same camp that we under. They're called Watchmen for Israel.
And that right there, it got all the camps, all the cities.
Yeah, because that's, see that? That's the spirit. Exactly. Man, it's a bunch of madness surrounding that dude, man. We can have an hour-long conversation about that alone. Right on, bro. But you're not an African American no more. What are you? I see my shit out there all the time, man. See, that's what we are in the street for. To wake up our people, man. To reunite the Israelites back together, man. We waiting on your Howard child. We teaching the law, statutes, and commandments. It's a beautiful day to be alive, man. To see our people waking up in these last days and coming back to the Lord. I said, they walking around with the sister, hopefully he can get her in this thing and they can start keeping law, statutes, and commandments together. Build up a strong household in this thing.